Remember when Diana Taurasi said Caitlin Clark needed a reality check? Well, it seems that reality check just bounced. Taurasi's recent Olympic performance has fans questioning everything. 0 points in 14 minutes of play. Let's dive into this shocking turn of events and its implications for Team USA. Don't forget to like this video to support Caitlin Clark and help elevate the Women's National Basketball Association. Recall Caitlin Clark, the basketball phenomenon who captivated the world. Her journey to the Women's National Basketball Association has been challenging. When she first started her professional career, she led the league in turnovers. Hard to believe, right? That's true. Major hurdles for someone who dominated college basketball. But here's where Clark's story takes an unexpected twist. She refused to let her initial failures define her. Instead, she turned those setbacks into fuel to improve, and improve she did. Clark has undergone a remarkable transformation. She's currently averaging an impressive 17.1 points per game and leads the league in assists with 8.2 per game. Talk about a comeback. But how does she stack up against other rookies? Get ready for this. Clark recently made Women's National Basketball Association history by becoming the first rookie to record a triple-double. Yes, she's making history in her debut season. Fans are now more skeptical than ever about the Olympic team selection after witnessing her achievement. How could they leave out a player who's breaking records in the Women's National Basketball Association? Let's take a quick look back at Clark's journey. She struggled with turnovers when she first entered the Women's National Basketball Association, with a staggering 70 turnovers in her first 13 games, a significant loss of opportunities for her team. The transition from college to professional ranks was tougher than expected, but Clark refused to let these early setbacks get her down. Instead, she used them as motivation to hone her skills and work even harder. And wow, did she improve. Her rapid progress has caught the attention of everyone around the league. She's not just keeping up with veterans, she's surpassing many of them. Clark's influence goes beyond her performance on the court. Did you know that her debut game drew the largest crowd to watch a Women's National Basketball Association game in 20 years? She brings excitement and star power to the sport, which is why her fans are so dedicated to her. Now, let's talk about the implications for women's basketball. More than just an amazing comeback story, Clark's journey from college superstar to struggling rookie to record-setting pro is inspiring. It's the perfect example of the challenges young athletes face when transitioning to professional ranks, but it also shows the immense potential these players have when given the chance to grow and succeed. This brings us back to the Olympic team selection. Dawn Staley, a member of the USA Basketball Selection Committee, recently made a statement that has everyone buzzing. She said, "If we had to do it all over again, she would be in really high consideration of making the team because she is playing head and shoulders above a lot of people." That's a significant statement from someone who had a role in the decision to bench Clark. Now let's discuss Diana Taurasi's Olympic performance. Recall the startling 0-0 stat line: 0 points, 0 rebounds, and 0 assists in 14 minutes of play. It's hard to believe. Throughout her Women's National Basketball Association career, Taurasi has averaged 19.3 points, 4.0 rebounds, and 4.2 assists per game. This is the player we're talking about. Quite the contrast, right? Everyone has bad games occasionally, but this is the Olympics, not just any game, the global stage. Diana Taurasi, one of the most decorated players in women's basketball history. So what happened? Taurasi is 42 years old, yes, 42, and still competing at the highest level in a sport where most athletes retire in their early to mid-30s. However, many are questioning if it was the right decision to have her on the Olympic team given this performance. Consider Aja Wilson and Caitlin Clark, two younger players left off Team USA's roster. We just discussed Clark, who is having a record-breaking rookie season in the Women's National Basketball Association. Wilson, a 26-year-old prolific scorer, has been lighting up the league for years. Yet they're at home watching the Olympics while Taurasi underperforms. But wait, things get even more complex. Do you remember Taurasi's comment that Clark needed a reality check in the Women's National Basketball Association? Those words are now coming back to haunt her. While Clark is setting records, fans are quick to point out that Taurasi isn't making any significant contributions, except perhaps testing the patience of Team USA supporters. There has been considerable backlash directed at Taurasi and the USA Basketball Committee. Fans are questioning the decision-making process on social media, causing quite a stir. They're asking tough questions. Is Team USA prioritizing veteran presence too much? Are they overlooking new talent? Is the team's future being jeopardized by its loyalty to past players? This controversy is more than just about one player or one game. It's shaking Team USA to its core. The women's basketball program, which has been a leader for decades, is now experiencing a confidence crisis. Supporters are wondering what will happen to Team USA if the team can't choose the best players. It's not just fans raising their voices. Former players and basketball analysts are also weighing in. They're questioning if Team USA's strategy for assembling its roster needs a complete overhaul. Should past achievements be less important than current performance? Should there be an age limit for Olympic athletes? For Team USA, the timing of this controversy couldn't be worse. With the rise of strong national teams around the globe, the United States cannot afford any missteps. Every move in a game is crucial, and it seems like they've made a significant mistake. This controversy may prove to be a game changer for women's basketball in the United States. It's sparking a discussion about how we evaluate various player types and career stages. It's prompting us to consider what we want the future of the sport to look like. And let's not forget the players caught up in all this. Knowing that her performance has caused such outrage, how must Taurasi feel? What if Clark and Wilson are at home, watching and wondering about what could have been? These are not just names on a stat sheet. These are real people with real emotions. You've heard about the controversy, but have you noticed how Caitlin Clark's supporters have responded? It's unlike anything women's basketball has ever seen. The group known as Clark Nation isn't just cheering for their favorite player, they're also advocating for change in the industry. These fans aren't staying silent. Social media is flooded with statistics, highlights, and passionate defenses of Clark's inclusion on the Olympic squad. They're openly criticizing Taurasi and the USA Basketball Selection Committee while praising Clark's abilities. Some fans are even creating hypothetical Olympic rosters, showing how Clark could have fit into the lineup, and these lineups look pretty convincing. Their message to USA Basketball seems to be, we can do your job better than you. This goes beyond a single player or one roster decision. Clark's fans are highlighting a larger issue in women's basketball. They're asking tough questions about how we balance new talent with seasoned expertise. How do you choose between a rising star like Clark and a veteran like Taurasi? Although it's not an easy decision, Clark's supporters are making a strong case that it's time for new leadership. Clark's absence from the team affects more than just the on-court performance. Do you remember the USA versus Belgium game where Taurasi scored 0 points? Not many people attended. While we can't say for sure, you have to wonder if Clark's presence would have attracted a larger crowd. It's not just about ticket sales. Clark's absence may have impacted merchandise sales, TV ratings, and social media engagement. Her fans quickly point out that she's a star who brings excitement and new viewers to the game. This is what makes Clark Nation truly unique. They remain optimistic despite all the controversy and disappointment. And who else is staying positive? The real Caitlin Clark. When asked about her exclusion from the Olympic team, Clark said, "I think it gives you something to work for. That will hopefully be my goal someday, and it will probably just serve as extra motivation." Rather than complaining or giving up, she's using this as motivation to improve even more. Her fans are inspired by this attitude. They're rallying behind Clark's vision for the future of women's basketball, not just defending her. They see her as the face of a new era in the sport, one where emerging talent is given more exposure and advancements are made to the game. Fans, commentators, former players, and even coaches from other sports are offering their opinions on this dispute. They're all asking the same question: should USA Basketball reconsider how it assembles its teams? Some suggest a total overhaul of the selection process, while others advocate for a blend of rising stars and veterans. There's a general agreement among many that players like Caitlin Clark are transforming the game, and those in power need to take notice. So what does all of this mean for the future of women's basketball? It's clear that the passion and active participation of supporters like Clark Nation are driving the sport forward. They're calling for more coverage, more opportunities for emerging players, and a shift in how we evaluate talent in the game. Consider this: Caitlin Clark may have gained more from this controversy than anything else. It has raised her profile, demonstrated the dedication of her fan base, and given her even more motivation to succeed.